Welcome, everyone. This is Glenda Dawson, and you're watching Channeled Messages from the Council, Council of 9, Council of 8, Council of 12, or any other council that decides to appear. Now, these are beings that are of light, and they like to work with humanity to help humanity remember, to help humanity guide humanity back to their path, to improve humanity as a whole. They could also be archangels. They could be galactic family or aliens, whatever you want to call them. And they come to give us coordinates so we can hopefully ignite a remembrance within ourselves. Now, some of you have emailed me that you traveled with us and you have all of a sudden started getting to notice that you have some gifts. So I applaud you for taking this trip. And I'm hoping that you're back this week and every other week so you could continue in the remembrance journey. Also, for those that are here, I like to ask you to please share, please like, and if you want to leave a comment, please do. There's the chat room, or if you're seeing this later, you could always leave a comment under the event, and I read them all, and I will respond to all later. During the event, I may not be able to respond. I may or may not be able to. So just keep that in mind, that it's not that I am ignoring you. I am just in the middle of channeling, and I don't want to interrupt the flow of information. If you do not know how to travel or astral project or anything like that, you can just set your intention to follow and go wherever we go and allow that intention to take you with us. You may or may not see the same things, but you'll definitely get the benefit of remembrance, of calmness, of getting answers, of clarity for many of the things that you may have been questioning. I ask you to now take a nice deep breath and exhale slowly. I open the floor to the members that are here, and I request that if anybody has a coordinate to please share now.
16, 21, 3, 28, 5. 16, 21, 3, 28, 5.
Thank you. Well,
I am seeing a dragon who's made a circle of fire. The fire is coming off of him, her, it, and it's a portal for us to enter and go through. And beyond it are a culture similar to Chinese, Tibetan kind of physical feature or nature in the mountains.
Mm.
Even though these mountains oftentimes are snow covered, uh, the temperatures is comfortable with a sweater on or something.
Mm-hmm.
And we're being guided to a local uh, temple.
Mm. Well, the dragon was doing the circle of fire and the portal, I was picked up by a big white bird, and I flew into the portal. Um, and when I arrived, you were describing the mountain and all that, and I could see it from above. It was circling above, and so I had the viewpoint um, at that moment. I did get dropped off at this particular place. And it kind of gave me the idea that it was going to be back to pick me up whenever I was ready, that it was just not. Um, I am also seeing that the same type of culture. Um, and their outfits are from that area, that type of culture, that same type of feel. It's like the same materials and those gowns or whatever they wear. Um, have that like the golden threads and the red
Mm-hmm,
threads and very beautiful and ornate uh, gear.
mm-hmm. They're silk-like in texture.
Hmm.
Um, it, if it helps you to conceptualize something like uh, the Japanese kimono,
Hmm.
something along those lines.
Yeah, right. But a lot more um, royal, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
a lot more detailed.
Um,
In the mountains where in this area, there's also snow leopards, although they aren't often seen, but that's part of it's part of the area that we're in. They do inhabit that area.
the
Yes.
garments
Hmm.
have, I will say embroidered because I don't know how else to say it. It's a history. History and wisdom is interlaced in all of the various garments, and each of them is different.
Hmm.
There's no two that are the same. Um, I sense that we're being called into the temple to join the elders and the others who are welcomed us, if you will, to be immersed in a spiritual ceremony. I hear a brass gong being hit. Uh,
A very big one too.
mm-hmm.
You could hear and
Feel the
you
vibrations.
feel the
Mm-hmm.
vibrations. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they also have smaller brass bowls or vessels. Each of those is intricately carved, but basically it's a sound bath that they play, setting the mood, raising the vibrations of those who are there, even though the vibrations of those that are there are very high to begin with. This elevates them further and puts them into a trance-like state.
Mhm.
I also smell the incense burning. Very unique scent for me.
Mhm. They're very earthy, but it's got a lot more than what we're used to.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's one or two other herbs or spices or whatever in there that they're burning. Um,
There's a hint of jasmine in there.
that's what it is. Yes. I was trying to figure it out. I mean, there's definitely like a frankincense type of smell.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
There's also a pine.
mm,
So it's an interesting combination.
mm-hmm.
Frankincense, pine, and jasmine. And who knows what else? Those are
Right,
the
those are
those are the ones that we can detect.
And I think the pine is like that that blue pine that has a very distinct different smell than the regular green pine trees, for example.
Oh,
Be-
like a spruce, blue spruce.
yeah, right, because it's not the spruce is sweeter, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Than the regular pine, which is it's something you really have to pay attention to, but it is just slightly different smell, different fragrance.
And
Now,
everybody, I'm sorry, go ahead.
there's like a statue that's extremely tall, big,
Mm-hmm.
but is not just standing there. It's like it's moving in every single side that it turns. So it turns to you and it's one side, and it's like a three-sided statue. And this one just has one outfit, one look, one facial expressions, and then it turns again and it has a different look. And the first one for me was masculine. This one looks more like a feminine, like a some type of a woman. Um, and each side, from where I could see, is very different. It's like a telling a story or a succession of maybe emperors or something to that effect, but because they look very tall, straight, poised, with a lot of jewelry, a lot of things. So that usually meant somebody high in the ranks, emperor or king or something to that level. Um, or even an elder monk. I wouldn't know how that would sound as far as the title, but
Mm.
um, but it just keeps every once in a while it just keeps turning. And there isn't like anybody's turning or anything, it just automatically turns. And I don't see at the bottom any
Mechanism.
mechanism.
And see, I'm seeing in that same structure, basically, yin yin, but union in the masculine and in the feminine,
Mm.
and then integrated.
Okay. It's basically a divine feminine, divine masculine, then
Mm-hmm.
a balance of them.
Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
still very ornate, you know, in accoutrements.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And we've got two spirit snow leopards just came into the area, a male and a female. And again, that's a balancing both energies.
Mm-hmm.
They're guardians for this particular temple.
Very nice. And they're also very big, for the record.
Yeah, small they're not.
No.
now I'm seeing a light beam coming from apparently above that is a very bright, bright white light. And even though the voices and sounds were present before, they were kind of muted in the background, but now even those are quieted.
Mm-hmm. And I see that bright light towards my right hand side. But it's like the energy that's coming from that is very strong. I would say it's type of like divine energy.
Mm-hmm.
Very strong where you could feel their presence just by the light.
I'm getting a sense that there's been some kind of governmental struggle
Mm,
that's been very uh, fraught with conflict and negativity. And the presence of this white light is to bring clarity, to bring order, pure order, not chaotic order,
mhm,
and realignment with truth.
mhm.
Kind of what we need here in the United States right now, but I'm not just saying. Sorry.
We need balance. Yes, we
Mhm.
need balance.
And I think there is, in this environment, there is a need to, with that balance, to redistribute not only political power, but resources. Resources have been the balance, if you will. The scales are tipped way out of
Mhm,
proportion.
mhm,
And the light is calling people to recognize the need for that redistribution with simplicity, with clarity, with fairness, and truth. This is taken with disgruntledness from those who have shared the wealth but they recognize the truth of it
Mm-hmm.
and are negotiating on how to take steps in the direction of balance.
Mm-hmm.
We've been called there to learn,
Mhm.
to take what we're seeing and bring it forward.
Yes. And I'm hearing that to keep in mind, one of the key terms here is balance. Balance and more balance.
Balance and integration.
Mm. We're kind of getting directed towards further back into the temple. And there's this one area that's very open, a very large area. It could almost be like a dance hall type of thing, but it's not. It's got one table in the middle with a lot of chairs all around. And you can kind of see beings and in general, kind of negotiating, just chatting with each other and um, trying to come to a harmonious decision or compromise. And the energy that's being produced by all um, this discussion and the intention is extremely, extremely strong and powerful, and it's very calming. And I could feel my feminine and my masculine getting balanced within me to be appropriately for whatever situation that comes up.
It's interesting. I see in front of each person sitting there a hologram of resources, maybe food, maybe metals, maybe whatever, but resources. And they're working at moving resources throughout the table into one hologram instead of being separate silos of resources.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's receiving a piece of everybody else's silo of what's in front of them.
Mm-hmm. A cooperative effort
Mm-hmm.
so that everyone gets what they need.
And some of that energy is expressing itself in joy. With the imbalance that was present, there was contention, there was anger, there was those feelings that we often attach to negative feelings. And as each of them is being challenged to let go, to give up, to reproportion, joy is being expressed by each of them. There's harmonic unity being built, and almost a sense of wonder, realizing, oh, this is what we could have had. Oh, this is what we need. It's really fascinating to watch.
Mhm.
Now I'm hearing drums.
And I'm seeing Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael coming with the drums behind them, or the drummers with the drums. Each one now is at one end of the table, so kind of standing across each other. The drummers are going all around, and it's kind of like a confirmation that they finally got it. They finally understood what needed to get done. The beings, I mean. So the drummers are just celebrating this moment of sharing,
Mm-hmm.
distributing properly.
Mm-hmm. They're also sealing the deals, sealing the redistribution, so that there's not a reemergence of greed and hoarding.
Mhm.
It's been really amazing to hear the cacophony of different sounds
Mm.
and the intensities of with which they have been used, expressed, played.
Mhm. Seeing Nadramanan, who has visited us before in other journeys. Um, and for all intents and purposes, I believe it's a he. And he does have a message, which I will let him just tell it through me, hopefully. As you can see, you are all able to do this. As you can see and feel the energy shift, this is what you humans can also do. You are in the me, as Glenda calls it, the me mentality. You need to start changing that, shifting that into the we. If you have excess, there's something you can do. You can share with others. Don't just throw it away. If you hoard it away, if you have excess, why do you hold on to it? In the feeling of just in case, you have been blessed and the blessings have been great. And there's no reason why you cannot spread that blessing. And those people that are blessed will spread other blessings. Each one of you can do it. It is called love. That is part of love. It's the love that you love yourself enough to realize when it is time to let go of the excess, to let go of the extra that is so much that you'll never use it. You'll never wear it. You'll never eat it. Humans have gotten into the mentality that if it's not usable by me, I'll just throw it away. And it could be a perfectly good piece of clothing. It could be a perfectly good furniture piece that somebody's just looking for and not able to obtain. We're not saying don't meet your needs. We're saying meet your needs and the excess, let others meet their needs. As you probably have realized already, when you transition from this human 3D form that you're in, you're not going to take anything physical with you. Strange reasons, some people bury and their loved ones with stuff in the coffins or stuff around them. But you're not taking any of that stuff with you. All those possessions will stay behind while your spirit comes and joins us. And then you'll say, what a waste. So let go, share, balance it. You will feel much better. You will feel lighter. And your sense and your purpose will be a lot greater in your eyes. Now I have been called to go, but I leave you again and I will see you in another time whenever you are sent near my way. Blessings to all.
I was seeing an image, a chair, a regal chair, um, empty. And then the elders that are present called upon one whom was on the side of the balance without. And while this person was sitting in the chair, there was a transformation. They became whole.
And now I'm hearing violins with the drums. Interesting combination.
They're also suggesting too that many people have a lack of discipline in their lives. Maybe they've never learned it from childhood. But discipline is necessary. It doesn't mean rigidness. It just means that you're able to set clear priorities and follow through with them. And for some, they may find a pathway to that through the martial arts. Now, the martial arts oftentimes may be looked at as a self-defense or being able to outdo the other dude, whatever. But that's not the purpose. The purpose is to learn about yourself and to maintain the tensions of life, and how to let go in a physical form. Sometimes thoughts or experiences that we perceive as being too difficult to let go of otherwise. Not sure that makes sense, but that's the message. And it's not that you necessarily are going after the ultimate level of success, but even if you stayed at the very entry level, it's learning the discipline, learning to refine that crucible so that it's in its purest form.
I think
Yeah, I'm sensing a swirling of colors of the essence of the people that are here, swirling of the culture, swirling of the environment, a swirling kind of in an upward fashion, integrating and dispersing.
I've been dancing within the swirls, and reflecting light of different colors.
Now, to me, the temple, the walls, and everything in it is just disappearing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm able to see the bird that brought me here. Looks like it's time to start
Moving back.
moving back. So I am flying back on the bird, flying away. Very majestic, by the way. I can't even tell when it's flapping its wings or anything. Just completely beautiful, majestic way of moving.
Gliding.
Riding. And it's very fascinating.
Back through the flaming dragon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there's kind of a cool air that rushes over us as we pass through. And take a nice deep breath.
Start counting. 5, 4, 3. Starting to feel yourself coming back to your original environment. 2. You're starting to hear some of the sounds that are around you. 1. You're fully back into your body, and I ask you to take one deep breath just to balance and coordinate everything back into place. And anything that needed activation be completed. 1 and 0. Back to our original place. You can open your eyes whenever you're ready. You don't have to do it fast. You can take your time. But I do want to thank everyone, or we want to thank everyone for being here. And don't forget to like and share so that others may also have the opportunity to receive the messages and the activations that they require. As always, have a blessed week. See you next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And we send love. We love you. Bye.